हेलो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम स्टार्ट करने वाले हैं पार्ट 2 इस चैप्टर का। जिस बच्चे ने भी पार्ट 1 नहीं देखा वो वीडियो में सर्च करके प्लेलिस्ट में पार्ट 1 देख सकता है। पार्ट 1 इज वेरी नेसेसरी टू सी इफ यू आर गोइंग टू डू पार्ट 2, सो प्लीज सी ऑल द पार्ट्स। नाउ yesterday we were doing, last time we were doing Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and one paragraph was left. Actually, Raja Ram Mohan Roy had a very profound impact on the lives of widows, right? So he was actually moved by means concerned. He was concerned to see the problems that the widows were facing. So he began a campaign against the practice of sati. Please underline this. This can be a question in your paper, that who was the main leader, who was against the practice of sati. So, and this paragraph will tell you this Rajaram Mohan Roy is well versed in Sanskrit, Persian, and several other Indian and European language. That means he is a linguist. आपने पहले वाले चैप्टर में भी करा होगा कि लिंग्विस्ट का क्या मतलब होता है, those who have knowledge of many languages. So he had so much of knowledge of languages that he began to write. And what did he write? He wrote that widow burning had no sanction in the ancient texts. That means he is using the help of ancient texts to show to people that in those books or in those scriptures also, nowhere is it mentioned that the female should die or should burn when her husband is no more. Okay, so he used ancient texts. This is very important. Please underline this. And then many Britishers also, they agreed to him. So Britishers also started criticizing Indian tradition and customs, and they were more willing to listen to Ram Mohan Roy. That means here, what do they mean? That Britishers, write down, Britishers agreed with Roy. Okay, because they also know that Roy was a very learned man. So finally, in 1829, sati system was banned. It's a very important question. Please note it down in your notebooks as notes. Now, next paragraph. The strategy adopted by Ram Mohan Roy. So, underline, whenever they wish to challenge a practice, they try to find a verse or a sentence in the ancient sacred text. तो कोई भी पुरानी वेदास, वेदांगस, उपनिषद, वो उसमें वो एक लाइन या वो एक दोहा सेंटेंस ढूंढते थे जो कि उनकी बात को सपोर्ट करता था. क्यों? बिकॉज दे न्यू दैट इंडियंस वर डीपली religious, so they are going to listen to what their God is saying or what is their sacred text is saying. Okay, so this is important. This is his strategy that he used to use. Then next, this all you can read. These are all part of rituals and superstitions that were there in that time, during that time. This is about sati system, who was against, who was in favor. Then next famous personality is Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar. He also same technique. He also used the same techniques. He's using ancient texts, but his propaganda is that widow remarriage. Please write it down. Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar is actually in favor of widow remarriage. Okay, and finally the law was passed in 1856 permitting widow remarriage. So 1829 sati system is abolished, and 1856 widow remarriage act is passed. So again, these all pointers are very important. And those who were against the remarriage of widows, they even boycotted him. So that means Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar, he faced a lot of boycott and opposition in the society. Still, he had a very firm view. So finally, this idea spread to other parts of the country, like in Madras Presidency, we have Veersalingam Pattulu. Please underline this, Madras Presidency, Veersalingam Pattulu. Now, what is Madras Presidency? If I am here drawing roughly India, so this part, South India part, okay, this was marked as Madras Presidency by the Britishers. So here we had a personality, Veersalingam Pattulu. He also formed an association. Write down the meaning of word association. Let me just increase its size. Write down. Association means group of people for a purpose. Group of people for a purpose. Then in Bombay also they are doing the same cause. Then another important personality here is Swami Dayanand Saraswati, who formed the Arya Samaj. He also supported for widow remarriage. These all are notes that you can make in your notebook side by side while seeing the video. You can pause the video, note it down. You can increase or decrease the speed of the video, whatever suits you, right? So that's it. This is important here. Now the next one, girls began going to school. As we have already seen that earlier, the girls were not allowed, but slowly the society changed. Condition of women, it improved. So they are saying that this Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar in Calcutta and many other reformers, they set up schools for girls from their own funds. From their own money, they were setting up schools for girls. And earlier, first, initially when the school is there, people are very afraid. They are not sending their girls to the school. Why? So this can be a question. There can be a question here that why were people afraid to send their girls to or daughters to school? Again, question is why people were afraid to send their daughters to school. Number one is that they feared that schools would take girls away from home and prevent them from doing domestic duties. मतलब अगर वो बाहर पढ़ने जाएंगी तो फिर वो घर का काम नहीं कर पाएंगी. Second point, girls had to travel through public places and this might have a corrupting influence on them. उन्होंने कहा जब वो स्कूल जाएंगी तो उन्हें बसेस से जाना होगा या फिर कोई पब्लिक प्लेस रोड वगैरह से निकलना पड़ेगा और वहां पे इतने टाइप के लोग होते हैं, इतने स्ट्रेंजर्स होते हैं जिससे उनके ऊपर गलत असर पड़ सकता है. गलत कंपनी, बैड कंपनी ऑफ फ्रेंड्स एंड ऑल. So that is why they felt that girls should stay away from public places. And so there were many fathers and husbands who wanted education for their daughters or wives, but they don't want to send it outside. So what did they do? They educated women at home. So most educated women were taught, most of them were taught at home by their liberal fathers or husband. Liberal here means with a very positive outlook, progressive, people who support women. They want their daughters and wives to be educated, but they want it at home only, that they should not go outside. Right, so here, then next paragraph, nothing else is important in this paragraph. So they are saying many schools were open, Arya Samaj, Punjab, Maharashtra, many schools are there. And then they are saying that in aristocratic Muslim household, write down, aristocratic means rich and powerful. Means in very rich Muslim households also, women learn to read Quran in Arabic. So they were also teaching the female counterparts. And who used to teach? A women tutor used to come home and teach them. And name of Muslim female reformers, Mumtaz Ali. She reinterpreted. Reinterpreted means she translated, write down. Made it easier to understand. She translated the verses, जो भी दोहे लिखे हुए थे कुरान में, उसको वो ट्रांसलेट करके लड़कियों को समझाती थी ताकि उनको अच्छे से समझ आए. बहुत सारे नॉवेल्स लिखे जाने पड़े लगे क्योंकि लेडीज हैं, विमेन है, वो बहुत ज्यादा अब एजुकेटेड होने लग गई थी, तो वो लिखती थी और दूसरी विमेन को भी इंकरेज करती थी कि तुम भी पढ़ो. लेकिन जो पढ़ाई होती थी ना, वो जनरली किन टॉपिक्स पे होती थी? रिलीजन या फिर डोमेस्टिक मैनेजमेंट, घर को संभालने की पढ़ाई होती थी या फिर रिलीजन से रिलेटेड. और कोई प्रोग्रेसिव साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, मैथ्स, ये सब नहीं विमेन को पढ़ाया जाता था. मतलब हम ये नोट कर रहे हैं अभी तक कि या तो विमेन को पढ़ाया ही नहीं जाता था, और अगर पढ़ाया जाता था तो उनको रिलीजन या फिर घर को कैसे संभालते हैं ये पढ़ाया जाता था. कुछ उनके करियर ओरिएंटेड उनको नहीं पढ़ाया जाता था. क्लियर? So that's all here. This is part 2. Now this from here I will start part 3. Okay, so you make the notes till here, watch the parts again and again. बार बार देखोगे, एक बार और देख लोगे तो आपको वैसे ही learn सब कुछ हो जाएगा and you will be prepared for your exams or test. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.